I want you to think about the nature of the education for mounted archery. It's an education system where three separate things must converge. For one, the archer learns an archery shooting style that works on the back of a horse. This is begun, and most of it actually happens through practice on the ground. Two, the horse has to have its own education. Even a horse that is already trained to be a good riding horse is going to be naturally in the beginning afraid of the bow and arrow. The horse must become brave to everything about the bow and arrow. This is a fast process for some horses, and sometimes it takes the horses a long time. They must learn to be brave to the bow and arrow without thinking that the bow and arrow in any way, or the various strange things that mounted archers do, is somehow an aid to run faster. The horse also has to become accustomed to zero rein tension. In most equestrian disciplines, there is some sort of contact between the rider via reins, and sometimes a bit or something, and the horse. When the mounted archer is shooting arrows, they don't have a hold of the reins. The reins have to be let down, and the horse has to be okay with that. They have to develop a new confidence sometimes, that it's okay even if the rider doesn't have that contact. And the horse has to be taught sometimes that this doesn't mean that the rider wants you to go faster. Often when we try to speed up a horse, we give them more rein, and the horse just naturally knows, oh, there's no holding back. In mounted archery, often we want our horses to go in a very nice, slow, steady canter, and there's not going to be the rein tension there to make that happen. The third education is the archer on the horse. Ultimately, the archer has to become a rider. Many people who come to mounted archery are already equestrians, so that's not a problem. But even for them, the style of riding is unique. It's not necessarily English style riding, it's not Western style riding. It's its own unique style of riding that allows for the best context for shooting the actual arrows. So ultimately, the archer needs to learn how to shoot in a way that works on the back of a horse. The horse has to become brave to the archery and to ride confidently without contact from the rider through rein tension. And then the rider has to learn to ride the horse in a way that works for the mounted archery.